So here I am, after the latest from Emma Watson, where she installed some shit software. Is this how you make your money, you fucking cunt? Is by, creating something and then inviting everyone to visit something, and along the way they get hit by a McAfee. That's how you make your money, isn't it, you filthy whore? Well, Emma Watson, I'm out of the Emma Watson game because of it. I've been down this road once, and I warned you. I said, you fuck with me again like that, and there ain't nothing to do with you anymore, you stupid fucking cunt. You ain't worth it. You're not that pretty. I see women, they're walking up and down the street, and I'm thinking, man, there's some beautiful women in Toronto. What the hell are you going after this disease-ridden vector you've already got enough scars on your body. Look at these legs. These are all little injuries, by the way. They're not blemishes. Hey, Pete. Pete Morey at 6 in the morning. Who else is going to be on the air at 6 in the morning but Pete Morey? And why is he on the air at 6 in the morning? Well, because he's one of the senior people, and he's there all the time, right? Practically lives at the CBC, and I can dig guys like that. Alison Russell. Okay, there you go. So here I am with my sweetheart EOS Emma 100, and it's a bit of a running joke because I have to admit, if the pussy were to show up and say, okay, I'm here, Charles, the first thing I'd do is make pornography with her. I mean, why not? That's her body. Like she's really made for it, because you can dress her up, make her look like a prepubescent 12-year-old girl, and do the Lolita thing all you want, man. But let's face it, that's a worn-out 34-year-old woman who essentially may be childless because she's got herpes. She just went through a pregnancy ectopic, and her husband-to-be kind of thought, I'm going to marry a girl that's fresh, that can bear children, not this disease vector called Emma Watson. And why is Emma Watson a disease vector? Well, because she fucked and fucked and fucked and fucked for a few years. 18-year-old. First thing she does is pose for a picture where she's showing her asshole. Now she's doing this like for private pleasure. Just show guys, right? Just show people, like, look at my collection of private pornography that I've made in the finest studios. And man, I'm really getting into this, so I'm gonna really push the envelope here, which she did. How many men has she had sex with? I don't think she knows. First of all, she had multiple partner sex where she's doing it with 5 guys at once. And she's really into porn. She did browsers and all of the, these people do anal, they do double penetration type stuff. They're the only ones in the United States that do it. Really, there are only a handful that do. But over in Europe, man, it's like that's all they seem to do is fuck the woman up the ass. I don't know what the hell's going on there. It gets kind of boring after a while. In fact, that's the thing, is that pornography gets boring after a while. You look for ways to make it more interesting, and so I take stills. I go through and I watch it, and I say, oh, that's the expression I want. And it's not dishonest to do this, by the way, particularly if you're showcasing it in a way that draws attention to the original art. But I'm looking at this collection saying, now, where would I present this type of stuff? Because I've got so much of it. I've produced so much secondary information from these movies made wherever for any context. And what do you do with those stills? Well, you present them and give attribution to the artist that created them in the first instance, if you have access to that information. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. If it's out of the United States, it's going to have some sort of USC notification that that the models are of age, that they have the records on file. So they have to do that. It's called an 18 USC statement. Basically, yeah, the girl's 18, right? She just turned 18 right now. Birthday to the second. Okay, sweetheart, open your pussy. We're gonna photograph you. And you know the girl's been waiting to do that sort of thing. Well, chances are she's 18 when you see the picture. But she wasn't necessarily 18 when the picture was made. The picture's made, you know, a few years back. The girl's 14. She hasn't changed, but her look is basically the same, right? So she was made up to look a certain way at the age of 14, and now she's being sold as part of a collection on an 18+ site, right? Yeah, and the 18 USC statement is there. Yep, we just made all of these 10,000 photographs. We work really fast, and our makeup artists do magic. No. Those 10,000 photographs have been made over a period of time. The model was underage. They aged her out and put her stuff online. Once she's 18, and they go, yes, sir, we have those documents. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Right? The whole thing is fucking dishonest, and everyone knows all about it. So, even though it's from the United States and it's 18+ and it's compliant with the law, that's no guarantee that the images of the models show 18-year-olds. They show a 16-year-old or 15-year-old, however old the girl was. And the girl kind of looks at her and says, she got nice tits, man, that's good. She'll pass, right? So a 14-year-old girl with nice breasts, you know, it doesn't matter. You can be slender and girlish, or, you know, she's packing a pile. She's got milk, right? That's all you care about. And she's got to be pretty. But the other thing is, you're producing child images of her, of the model, which you're sitting on, you're banking on them, but basically you are producing illegal images and presenting them in a way that says, well, we can't prove it either way, so we let it go, or we don't even bother, right? Because, you know, 15-year-old, 18-year-old girls, what's the difference? That's why I gotta understand why guys go after underage girls, man. Were you nuts? They're already enough trouble at the age of 18. What are you gonna bother with girls that are younger than 18? You know, wait until you get older, pal. And you're going to start looking around and saying, I'd really like to find a woman in her mid-30s. You know, someone who's working, has a career, basically some experience with the business of living, who wants to get on with the business of becoming a mother and starting a family. And when you reach your early 30s, you really should start to focus on that. Don't pay attention to the guys like Serpenza on YouTube who will say that you are only attractive at the heat of your sexuality, which is to say in, say, your late teens to early 20s. Well, that's completely wrong. Older guys, mature men, may tolerate the occasional fling with a 20-year-old woman, but it's like, oh man, I got work to do, number one. Number two, there's more to life than dealing with this little kid, right? This is how I view these 20-year-olds. Sorry, that's way too young. Go out and dance and burn off the energy with your girlfriends. When you're ready to do something useful with your life, let me know, and maybe we'll see. Maybe it will work something out. Although I must admit, I doubt it. Because I'm just attracted to older women, period. You know, there are guys who like young flesh and everything. Nah, I would prefer to have a more mature mind. And you know, our bodies are our vessels, but we really have got to have something more going on with ourselves than just that, right? There's more to the world than being presentable and attractive and all that. What it really comes down to is the value of your words. Bloody lighting is always mysterious in this studio, isn't it? Come on, light, come back on. Can I manipulate the lighting with the camera, you ask? You know, that's the whole thing. It's the camera that's manipulating the lighting, not the lighting up, which is pretty much constant. Alright, so as I've extemporized for 10 minutes there, I'm gonna go straight to YouTube. No work involved. My crunching machine, as you can see, is really crunching. It's crunching so much that, you know, the monitor is shut off, right? What are you gonna look at? A crunching machine. Nah, I just turn the thing off. The machine's on, of course. You see the dim blue light. All kinds of things happening down there. Yep, crunching away. What's it doing? Well, it ain't mining Bitcoin, but it could be working on Foucault's last theorem. That is the thing, you know, Foucault's last theorem, and it hasn't been solved. And I look at the thing and I go, you know, it's an entirely solvable problem, but do I really want to do it? I mean, who cares? So what? What's the value in the theorem? You know, you look at it and you go, no, it's not Hamiltonian, is it? It's not even a measurement of a system. It's nothing other than an exercise in mathematics, which is great. We all need that. Those of us that are numbers oriented. We need things like this to play around with, to think about, to contemplate in a broader sense. You know, that's what the fun is for, you know, people like me. And to be honest with you, we got to get all the fun we can get because we don't relate well to ordinary people, and that's you. And chances are we're pretty much on our own and have been for a long time. Oh man, I can't take this music. Come on, play me something I want to hear, like lunch, lunch, lunch. I could eat that girl for lunch. Man, give me some of Billie Eilish, please. Put her on an hourly rotation, man. I gotta have more Billie. Alright, so what do I do when I want to have more Billie? Okay, fuck off. Let me see what the computer's doing first of all. And, okay, so I had this McAfee piece of shit land on my computer, courtesy of Emma Watson, who is no longer in my life. Let's see. Software removed. Restart now. Restart later. I like to check, you see. Apps installed. That's good. Oh, here we go, Bailey. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, man. Now, there's someone, alright? That's Bailey that you just saw there. She's on that. Got her all the time. The cop comes by, says, hey, look, man, she's 18. Cop goes, yeah, she looks 18. Congratulations, man, you're in the club, right? Legal sex trade girls, right? 18, please. Don't bother showing up if you're underage. What the hell am I going to do with you? Except tell you to come back. So that's Bailey. And I have to admit, because of my fondness for Bailey, which exists, right? It doesn't matter. I'm now gaining access to models like Bailey who've aged out, including my sweetheart of the moment and perhaps eternally, because I really like her. And that's, you know who you are, Michelle Rose. It's funny the things that you stick with and the things that you eschew and otherwise dispose of. So Michelle Rose, who's a bit of an anxious one, she's like, do you really like me, or is this all just a thing? And that's such a girl thing to do, man. Come on, stop asking those questions, for God's sakes. Well, she's gonna ask those questions for the rest of your life, pal. She's a bit insecure, and you're not sending her the right vibes which make her feel secure. Up and down, right? No, you're not. Yeah, so she's insecure. Oh yeah, I can get used to this. This is Nelly Furtado. Alright? Now, first when I heard Nelly Furtado, I said, you ain't got it, man. You're not doing it the right way. But listen to this. If there was ever a case in point of, man, I'm doing it the right way now, it's this. Listen to this music. You know what I'm hearing there? This is the Bee Gees, Staying Alive. Do 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 do. That's genius. Rip off from the best and do it in a way that says, man, I'm unique. Okay. So, I think 13-year-olds should be able to look at pictures of Bailey there. And so, what are we gonna do? zoom out. I'd like to have a lens like this versatile on my Leica. But no, I'm stuck using the EOS Emma. This is the best camera on the planet. The only thing better I've discovered is the full frame guys. Like this camera right here. This one right here. Yeah, play that. Divalproic sodium. You can get out of the frame. No one advertise for them. All my drugs. That's the camera, right? I went out photographing the other day and I thought, man, this camera's sweet. Because you just run around on the fly, walking up and down the street, sniping. And you can do it with a 6D. Boy, can you do it with a 6D. And you can kind of do it with this camera that I have right here. But I can't tell you exactly. Something about the way you hold the 6D really works for me. And it's a lightweight camera. All things considered, I mean, it feels like a brick. But I had a reality check the other day and I said, well, when I started photography, I was using Nikon F2AS and Canon F1 and that sort of thing. Comparatively speaking, how much do these cameras weigh? Well, it turns out you take the F1, the new F1, and the thing's like a brick. Really, it's like a solid brick. And it's heavy. I mean, you could really do damage with that thing. You could probably break into a house or a building with nothing more than your Canon new F1 as a tool. So let's have a look. Where is it? Oh, man. Well, that's not it. Would not use that. Oh, I know where it is. So that's kind of plastic. You wouldn't use that as a tool to do some sort of work. Nope. I have whooping cough, by the way, and I'm leaving the whooping cough because I think it may become a fixture. Alright, well this is kind of a Canon-y related thing. So for a holding pattern, there is a Canon camera. Let's put it on this pile of Leica stuff here. And how's that look? Kind of skewed, let's say, like we're taking pictures into a mirror, pictures of dear Mama. And let's shed some light on that, shall we? Dear Lord, bringer of light. And a Celtic, Celtic, a cross, a crucifix. Now you understand, of course, this thing here, this thing will damage you. I could see a priest with this crucifix inflicting damage. We shall put it there. And another instrument, a pair of compasses. And I have to admit, if I'm going into dangerous turf these days, I'm packing this pair of compasses. Now with this, you're dead. And I'm thinking to myself, there's justice here. I've made money with this instrument on devices like that you can see in the picture. Let's bring it over. And dear Mama, in case you were wondering, something, a picture of lupus. See, look at the details that work their way into the image here. Something, a box that says fragile. It might have had fragile contents. I think that's a box full of vacuum tubes. Let's check it out. Yes. I'm sure I can make that fit. For those of you that are wondering, what does a vacuum tube look like? It looks something like that. That is a vacuum tube. Space age, wouldn't you say? This here, well, let's see, what is it? That's a 3AW2, and you can tell by the structure. First of all, it's got a top plate, and it's got all the plate under here. So that's no triode, right? That's probably a diode tube of some type. It's literally as simple as it gets. But this thing here can handle thousands and thousands of watts. It can be literally in a fire. In an electrical situation, an electronic situation that is so harmful, but it has to keep on ticking. This tube here is brand new. It's never been used in any capacity. This is all the getter. That's what it's called. It's sort of the shiny part here. That's getter, and there's an abundance of getter in this tube because this tube will get thousands of degrees in terms of the temperature of the bulb itself. It'll be thousands of degrees Fahrenheit. That's how hot these things get. And they hold up well too, and it's beautiful glass. Now, I have a box of these communications type tubes that I got on eBay for like $10. And I'm looking through the tubes that I got on this score thinking, well, I can do this, I can do that, I can do just about anything with any tube. Even RF. Not well suited to AF. Matters not. The hand guides the circuit. Okay. We're about to tune out. This video has gone too long, our screens have all gone black, and we've been kind of infringing on this copyright for a while, whatever it may happen to be, but you understand, naturally. That was just happenstance. But for the sake of posterity, we are listening to CBC Music 94.1 FM, Toronto, Canada.